Welcome back, Cryptopians. I know from the title of this video you're not quite sure what you're getting yourself into, and you're also probably questioning why I'm even uploading this kind of stuff, like past relationships with Steetoh and stuff. It's mostly because it's something I want to do. It's not because I want to make more high-pixel content, which I do eventually, maybe, but it's just kind of like a change of things, I guess you could say. But I'm not going to be, the Journey of Purpose, or Button Poetry, or Actualized.org, which all those three I think you guys should take a look at if you're interested in helping yourself in a way. But really, this video is about, when you guys, anyone, is in a bad place. Okay, so I'm not currently in something like that, and nor do I think I'm going to go back to one of those in a long time. And I am not clinically diagnosed with depression or anything like that by any means. And even people who aren't clinically diagnosed, they may still have the symptoms. And everyone gets depression at some point in their life, or has those strong, heartfelt feelings of not belonging, or not having a place, or not having a meaning to life, and blah yada 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 yada. I'm not going to get all philosophical on this. I'm just kind of here to give my little spiel, I guess. None of this is written down. It's just kind of, how just a video I wanted to make, and that's exactly a point I'd like to make. Is this video I'm making, I'm only making it because I want to. I'm not making it because I expect it to get a lot of views, or is going to help a bunch of people, which, yeah, if it does help someone, that's amazing. I love that. If in the long run that happens, like with my relationship video, I didn't think that was going to end up doing anything for anyone, but apparently it did, and that was probably the strongest feeling I've ever felt about having this YouTube channel, is one of the comments I received on there. It was great. I'm not going to name names, but it was really good. But yeah, I'm just making this video because I want to, not because I have to, or because I'm trying to procrastinate other stuff, which, in turn I am, but at the same time, it's not causation, okay? It's correlation, but not causation, if you understand what that means. Anyway, one thing that I've started to, always wonder is, what do I want to do in terms of just being alive? And recently, or at least a little while ago, it felt like there was really nothing that there was to do, or things felt repetitive, or I'd be listening to music and wow, I really feel this music, but at the same time I feel like just listening to this isn't going to get me anywhere, and I'm just being stuck, and I'm being re-rolled, and that everyone else has gone through the same things, and in turn other people have gone through the same things. And this is not a move on motivational video. This is just me talking about my experiences. But with recent situations, having the feeling of not being able to succeed at the certain level I want to, and holding these rigid values that I thought really mattered. But really, all I'm trying to say, I guess, is that the only values that should matter are the ones that you create yourself, not the ones that either your parents create, or society creates, or expected things create. I'm not saying you should become a druggie and be like, oh man, I really believe in, doing these certain drugs that could be a bad thing for you. But I'm also not saying that anyone who does that is a bad person. No. If they do whatever they choose responsibly, that's their life. If they're living it the way they want to, and they're actualized as a person that they believe is so true to themselves, that's great for them. But if it's causing problems with their life that they believe are problems, then there's an issue. Because there are people who will, let's say, with lack of a better term, degrade their life or destroy themselves from doing horrible things, or just being addicted to something. that they in turn know that they wouldn't want to. I'm not saying anyone who like smokes weed or something is bad, because I mean there's a good and bad to everything, and that's basically what I'm trying to get across, is that the only thing that really matters is what you believe in. And if you're going to want to live a life that's interesting to yourself, just make sure you hold true to yourself. I know this is cliche, but it's really, really true. But always keep some form of rule to your life, you could say. Because without anything, if you end up losing everything you believe in or something like that, without having predetermined rules kind of in place, then you might find yourself in a much worse position than before. So always keep in mind what you really care about. And I'm not saying you should, drop out of high school and then become phase or something like that. I mean, that is an option for some people, and for others, no. And just know that if you haven't felt right in like the past month or so, that doesn't quite mean you're in the wrong. That only quite means that your current situations have added up in a certain way to make you feel that way, but you could still be heading towards the goal that you end up want to go to in the end anyway. And what I mean by that is, say you've been kind of depressed for like 6 months or something like that. That's kind of when it becomes somewhat of when it becomes a problem in the end anyway. But what you're doing is what you want to do, then there's just other ways you can get through with it. And if there's like clinical things and stuff you're really struggling with, I advise, there are people online, there's ways to get help. Do that. I'm not really talking about depression in this video. I'm really just talking about what you want to do with your life. And I'm not saying do whatever, but at the same time, make sure you're not spending your time on things that you will eventually not care about, or on things that just stress you out way too much. Because I know I am a victim of being one to really, really stress about my grades. And recently I received 2 B's in 2 of my classes, and some people that might not seem like anything, some people that might seem like a lot, and that's where everything is subject to your own beliefs. And for my own beliefs, and they're still kind of in place, because they should be, it's part of dictating where I want to go in my life, with being like an IT manager where I need to go to college and all that kind of stuff. And college isn't for everyone. Okay, I'll just go back to what I was saying. With those 2 B's, I originally thought if I'd ever get an A or not get an A in a class, I'd fail. And even though that dropped my GPA a little bit, and it might take me out of NHS, National Honor Society, for this semester, unless I try to get recommended into it, that's okay. I can still get to where I want to be, as long as where I want to be is what I believe in my own mind. And so I'm really just saying, follow yourself. You can do it. Don't ever give up. Super cliche. See you later, Cryptopians.